There we go. Now it's recording. Okay. All right, guys. So pretty easy. This is the easy part of the test. Cosine of 210. Someone yell it out so I know that you're with me.
Negative 3 over 2.
Negative 3 over 2. So cosine 210, cosine negative root 3 over 2, right? It's this one right here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then tan 5 pi over 4. Ooh, how do you get that?
Negative 1.
Positive
Positive
1.
1?
Because a negative over negative is a positive.
Oh.
Right? With this, Bella? It's negative root 2 over 2. It's sine over cosine. Sine over cosine over negative root 2 over 2. Same thing over the same thing. Negative over negative is a positive 1.
My calculator is a liar. Such a liar.
Well, just like me. Okay, let's move on. Here we go. Oh, so this is how I prep this. This is how I prep it. Just so you guys know. Test review. This test is extra hot. Study well.
Actually, like, sorry?
That's what I mean by it. And you guys, I'm serious. Whenever I say it's hard, is it hard?
No.
Is it passable? Well, big thing is, the first thing you have to do is fill out the unit circle.
Again?
Yeah. And you're welcome that I'm putting that in. You know why? Because it's easy points. Right? You know what I mean? So there you go. So if you mess up on the other parts, at least you have this.
Is it like 50% of it?
I don't know. Probably somewhere around there. So should I fill it? Should we go over the filling it out real quick? Or you guys can fill it out. You guys know how to do this, right? I'll save it. If we have time, I'll go over my little fill out thing here. But you are going to have to grab 2 periods of sine going this way and 2 periods of cosine. So normally at the negative, you have to do it in the positive direction. So let's do it, shall we? Are you guys ready?
Where'd you spell sine like that?
That's how you spell it.
Like, actually?
Mm-hmm. Cosine is sine. That's the abbreviated term, S-I-N.
That's like a weird.
Cosine spelled like that.
That's a gross way to spell it. I
Well,
hate the E.
I don't know. I didn't spell it. Okay, so what is? Should I pause while you guys look at this for a second?
So are you giving us the answers right now?
You have to graph sine. Yes. Can you graph sine?
Maybe.
You have to graph cosine. Can you graph cosine? The thing is, we're not used to doing it 2 periods in this direction. We usually do a negative and a positive. That's the only difference thing. But it's the same pattern nonetheless, because it's a periodic function. Periodic function, it repeats, 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 repeats. You guys ready? Let's think about the things. What do you mean by the things, Sensei? Well, the things I mean by this. What is my A? So let me write the equation down. Graph 1 period of sine. Y equals sine of x. What's my A? You guys said it. 1. What's my B? 1. H and K, 0. What's my period? 2 pi. Any questions on how we got 2 pi?
Yeah.
Period is 2 pi over B, right? If my B is 1, 2 pi divided by 1 is 2 pi. Now, let's see. Let's do our 5 points, right? We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm skipping every other one, right? But we got to do 5 more, right? So if I'm continuing, remember this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then for my next period, this is 1 again, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are going to be my 2 periods, right? So we have a total of, counting this one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hashtags, including the 0, right? You guys have 9, including the 0. Anyway, your silence makes me assume that you understand. So let's go to the 5th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A period is 2 pi. Oops, I wanted to do that black. And that's black. And then we go, half of that is pi. Half of that is pi over 2. And then this is 1 pi over 2. This is 2 pi over 2. What's this? 3 pi over 2. So what's this? 4 pi over 2. So what's this now? 5 pi over 2. What's this? 6 pi over 2, or 3 pi, right? 6 pi over 2. 7 pi over 2. And then 8 pi over 2, which is 4 pi. Okay, so anyway, let's do our first period from 0 to 2 pi. All right, so sine. Graph of sine. Let's do our 5 key points. Our zeros are the first, the last, and the middle. Remember our 5 key points? Then we go 1 above and 1 below. Pi over 2 is 1. 3 pi over 2 is -1. And wham! There you go. Whoop, whoop. Let's do our next period. First is 0. Last is 0. Right? The first one's the same as the last one's the other one, right? Middle is 0. 1 above, 1 below, and woo! And that's y equals sine of x. Oh, you know, this is the cover for my camera, so creepy people can't watch you. You know, they say that people can watch you on the camera. Isn't that weird? I don't know how that happens, how they can do that. What's the next one? That's an easy one. Would you agree or disagree? If you think it's hard, it's easy compared to the ones that you're going to see. If you think that's hard, it's going to get more challenging. Why are you telling us that, Sensei? Because I think it's better that you know. So graph 2 periods of cosine. So cosine's the same thing. Y equals cosine of x, where the A is 1, the B is 1, and the period is 2 pi. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, it's going to kick me off. Getting in the call. Okay. So let's do our 5 key points. Am I going too fast? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5, right? Starting at 0. And then we count this one as 1 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth one's 2 pi. Half of that is pi. Half of that is pi over 2. 1 pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, 3 pi over 2, 4 pi over 2, 5 pi over 2, 6 pi over 2, which is 3 pi, 7 pi over 2, and then 8 pi over 2, which is 4 pi. I'm doing this kind of fast so I can move on to the more difficult ones. Am I going too fast though for anyone? I see a lot of you are just doing it on your own, which is great. Anyway, I'm going to keep going then. So the cosine My two zeros are points 2 and 4, I guess, is what we decided to call them. So my zeros are the second and fourth key point. Second and fourth, we start at 1. We go down below to -1. We go up to +1. We go, woo! Then we do our zeros again. 0, 0. Start at 1. Go down to -1. Go up to +1. Woo! Do the eyeball test. Y equals cosine of x. Would you want to take it tomorrow? Final tomorrow?
Whichever.
Be ready to take it tomorrow while everyone's studying. Or fourth period tomorrow. Want to do fourth period? What do you think about that? I think I can do it. Tomorrow's Thursday, right? Can I move on? Raise your hand if I can move on. Since let's move on to the harder stuff. Okay? I see some of you still writing, so I'll let you write. It's always been got to do. Got. It's all you got to do. No way, man. I don't believe it. Show it to me. I don't know. It's all you got to do. No. There's never been an H there. No. Nick, you've corrected me a lot. And you have been correct in correcting me. But I don't think this one's a correct correction. But you can prove me wrong. I refuse to believe it's all you have to do. Okay. All right, here we go, homies. These aren't too hard. You guys might be saying, what the hell? I don't remember it. Oh my gosh. Did I teach you guys this coterminal angles? Better believe I did.
Oh, yeah.
No, not, I don't want to get myself killed. I want to get out and play it now. Just want to get it done. I get it, but it's going to be nothing. So, where are you going to be? You're going to be. Oh, yeah. There's no way. All right. Find the measure of two coterminal angles. So a lot of you are saying, what the hell is a coterminal angle, right? Remember, if I could do it like this, remember we did the angles on the unit circle, quick demonstration, right? And you start here at 0, right? And we go here, and we call that 45, say that's 45 degrees, right? Go from here to here. You guys with me? So this is the terminal side right here. But I can also go like this. I can also spin it, and I can go like this. I can open it, wah, 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 and then go right here, right? You see what I did? I kind of went around and around. How many degrees would that be? 360 plus 45, what's that?
405.
405?
Yeah.
So that black angle is 405 degrees. Those are coterminal angles. Remember we talked about that way back when?
No.
Anyhow, all you do to figure it out is what did we do?
Add 70 to 360.
Add 360 to 45, right?
Yeah.
Or we can subtract 360 to go the other direction. If we went opposite, that'd be my negative angle. So all you've got to do, no. All you got to do, where's my calculator? My pink one. Just add 360 to 70, get the coterminal angles. Oh, and that's what you said. Yeah, 360 to 70. That's so 360 plus 70. And I got 430 degrees. How do I get the negative?
Subtract it.
70 minus 360. And I get negative 290. Add 360 to 130, right? Negative 130, negative 130 plus 360. I get 230. And then I subtract 360 from 130. Negative 490. And you're going to find the video. I don't think you'll find it. You probably won't look for it. It's too much work to look for. Are you going to look for it? I don't think so. Okay. We'll see. Is that cool? Did I get negative 490? I can't remember. Negative 490? Yeah. That's it. So those are pretty straightforward, right? You guys can do that. Yes, no, test not so bad so far. Which isn't so bad. Add 360, subtract 360. Here's another one. Convert to radians. First saying, man, I can't remember how to do that. But this isn't that difficult either, I don't think. In my opinion. This is like medium hard. If you practice this, you do this one 4 times, you'll be fine. Convert to radians, 140 degrees. What do we do? 140 degrees times what?
Pi over 180.
Pi over 180 degrees. I want it to be radians, so I put the pi on top. I want to get rid of the degrees, so you put the degrees on the bottom. The degrees cancel out. What else cancels out? Zeros, cancel those out. 14 pi over 18, both divisible by 2. 7 pi over 9 radians. 260 degrees, no problemo, times pi over 180 degrees. The degrees cancels out, the zeros cancel out. 26 pi over 18. They're both divisible by 2, so it's 13 pi over 9. Not so bad so far, right? Yes, Aaron. Roll.
On the first one, how come you can cancel out like the zeros but not the 1? Like in the 14 and 18?
Because the zero is just a placeholder.
Let's go back to basic math. If I say 2/4, if you're reducing that fraction, how do you reduce it? You remember?
You like it would be what kind?
Yeah, how'd you get that? Do you know how to do it? How you get that?
Divide
Divide numerator and denominator by 2, which is
by
1/2. Now, if I said 20 over 40, let's do 20 over 30. How do you reduce that? 10. Well, essentially, this is the more proper way to do it, is I divide by 10. 20 divided by 10 is 2. 30 divided by 10 is 3. i.e., we cross out the zeros is a shortcut way of dividing by 10. The ones, you're not really reducing anything. You know what I mean? It's just, it wouldn't be 4 over 8. You're not dividing by, you can't divide by 1, you know what I mean? You only divide by 10 or whatever it's divisible by. This you can divide by 2. So crossing out the zeros is just it's just it's an improper way. I'm showing you an improper way of just dividing by 10. That's all we're doing. Okay, if we're converting to radians, what do you think I'm going to have you do next? Convert to degrees. No problemo. So converting to degrees, I'm just going to do this real quick because I think you guys can do this. You guys know how to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. 7 pi over 4 times what? I want to make it degrees, 100 degrees over pi. The pi's cancel out. Then I multiply 7 times 180, and then I divide by 4, right? I'm doing this with my calculator. 7 times 180, then I divide by 4. 7 times 180 equals divide by 4, and that's 315 degrees, right? Same thing here. 4 pi over 3 times, I want to change it to degrees, so I put degrees on top. I put pi in the denominator, cancel out the pi, because really what I'm doing there is I'm really dividing by pi, numerator and denominator. That's what I'm really doing. And then 4 times 180 divided by 3. 4 times 180 equals, divided by 3, is 240 degrees. And that's all you got to do for that one. Okay, no problemo. You guys feeling good so far? Good, you should feel good. So even if the hard part, we do the hard part, like half of this test, like you got the unit circle you got to fill out, you can do that. You can do all this stuff out, right? You can do the coterminal angles, you can graph sine, you can graph cosine, you can change to radians, you can change the degrees. No problemo so far, which is good. Don't stress about this test. Now here's where the butt kickers come in, okay? So a couple of graphs where there's just a lot of stuff to do, okay? So we'll just practice these mother fathers here, and then that'll be that. So we have to graph 2 periods of this function. Now, part of this is we fill this out. It makes our lives a heck of a lot easier. You get partial credit for that if you get those correct, you know what I mean? And, just do that. This one's a negative. This one's nice because there's no H, in my opinion. The H's are the butt kickers. This is still butt kicker too, but H's are really big butt kickers. What time do we get out of here? Does anyone know?
48.
Okay. All right. So let's walk this one at a time. Let's do what we can do. What's my A?
-3.
Am I going too fast for anyone? What's my A? -3? Thank you. I think I should do a different color. What's my B? 1/3. Okay. What's my P? 2 pi divided by 1/3, right? You guys remember how to do that? You should know how to do that. 2 pi divided by 1/3. What do? Multiply by the reciprocal. What's the reciprocal of 1/3? 6 pi, right? So my period is 6 pi. My H is 0. My K is 1. Is that too fast for anyone? I'm going to do my five key points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then I'll do 5 more. Counting this one again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So What's my fifth point? Tell your neighbor what the fifth point is. I feel like I'm just lecturing you guys. What's the fifth point? Tell your neighbor. Go. You have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, Emma, what's my fifth point? 6 pi. Okay, this gets kind of tricky. So here we go. You guys ready? Halfway. What should this halfway point be? 3 pi. Okay. Halfway, that was this. 3 pi over 2. Get it? This is where it gets tricky, in my opinion. Got 3 pi over 2. You guys with me there? So each of these are increasing by 3 pi over 2. So I'm adding 3 pi over 2 every time, right? So 3 pi over 2 plus 3 pi over 2 is 6 pi over 2. And then it'll be 9 pi over 2, right? And then it'll be, you just add 3 to the numerator, right? 9 plus 3 is 12 pi over 2, right? And then add 3 to that, 15 pi over 2. You guys see what I'm doing here? And then 18 pi over 2. Now these can reduce. This becomes 3 pi, right? This becomes 9 pi, right? This becomes 6 pi. So anyway, 3 pi over 2, 6 pi over 2, 9 pi over 2. Add 3 to that, 12 pi over 2, right? Add 3 to that, 15 pi over 2, right? Add 3 to that, 8 pi over 2, which is 18 pi over 2, which is 9 pi. 18 plus 3 is 21 pi over 2. Add 3 to that is 24 pi over 2, which is what? 12 pi. Okay. All right, well, that's that. What else can we do? Midline. The midline. The K means it goes up 1, right? So that means my midline is going to be at positive 1. So you draw your thing right here. And then we do our 5 key points on the midline, and boom, done, right? It's cosine, but remember, it's negative. We also know that it has to go at 3. So I go 1, 2, 3. It's going to go up here to 4. And then 1, 2, 3 down there to -2. All right, you guys ready? I'm doing it in blue. Let me do it's cosine. So my zeros are 2 and 4, right? So I got a 0 here. I got a 0 there. Okay, no problem so far. Then we say -3. So normally my cosine's up, right? Yes, Andrea.
What's the midline again? Or how do you write that?
Midline. Someone tell Andrea what the midline is. That totally makes sense to you, or do I need to explain deeper? Yeah, because the case, remember, just like the parabola shifts it up. So my whole thing gets shifted up right there. All right. So normally I'd be up 1, right? But the negative makes me go down 1. The 3 makes my amplitude 3, right? So I got to go down 1, 2, 3. Should I pause there for a second, or do you understand how I got that point? Raise your hand. I understand I got that point, Sensei. Okay, so my midpoint is going to go up 1, 2, 3. And my fifth point is going to go down 1, 2, 3. Hopefully I have everything all lined up. My old man eyes. Not that I'm that old, but you know. That's 1 period. Seems thick. Extra thick? Oh, I am extra thick. Okay. 'cause I've been working out. So you only have 5 more days of my corny jokes. Zeros, 2 and 4, right? Then here, then from the midline I got to go up. Wait, is it my lined up there? The midline I got to go up 1, 2, wait, 1, 2, 3. Then I go down from here. 1, 2, 3. Ah, I'm touching it. That should do it. Put the arrow here because we're going. I have the answer here. What I have this point. I have this point 3 pi comma 4. 3 pi 4. This is 6 pi comma negative 2. Let me check my work. 3 pi 4, 6 pi negative 2. Check my work. Check pause. You guys good? You don't need this up still? Okay. So you guys practice this. You know what I mean? It's hard, but if you do the step by step, take your time. Do this at least 4 times. Probably need to do it more than 4 times for this one, but take your time. Every single thing. You follow the steps. I'm going to have this listed for you on the test. What's the A? What's the B? What's the P? What's the H? What's the K? Then you do your, okay, I got to get my 5 key points. Got to get my midline, right? You know, all that stuff. It's cosine. Yes. No. These for period. Just like the A is the amplitude, only does the amplitude. Okay. All right. Let me check. I got 3. I'm checking my answers. 3, 4, 6, negative 2. Make sure I'm right. 3 pi 4, 6 pi negative 2.
Wait, I have a question. Where'd you get that from?
What?
Okay, I see now.
I go over 6 pi, I go down negative 2. It's a graph, right?
And you have to put the coordinates?
No, I'm checking my work. This is how I'm gonna check your excuse me. This is how I'm gonna check your graph. When I'm checking your test, I'm gonna check the points, right? You don't have to label them, but I'm gonna go, okay, 6 pi 2, negative 2. Is that one of their points? And I'm going to look at your graph. I'm going to go over 6 pi. That's I'm going to look at the points, right? Another point I'm going to look at, what? 21 pi over 2, 1. I'm going to look for that point on. You know what I mean? I'm just going to, and so what I'm doing, just to make sure I'm not teaching you incorrectly, I was checking to make sure my answer was correct because I have the answer here. I was just doing that. Where did I get this answer from? Desmos, right? And you can check your work on Desmos. You just have to figure out how to set this to pi's. I'll show you how to do that if you guys really want to know how to do that. You can check your work on Desmos. Okay, butt kicker. Yeah. Yeah. Which one? This one?
Yeah, what is the negative 3 equation? Or the function? Oh, it's that. The amplitude.
Negative 3 is the amplitude. So notice from the midline, it does 2 things. Remember on cosine, we normally start up and then go down, right? But the negative makes me start down and go up. Okay, that's the negative. With me so far? The 3 is the amplitude, which means from the center, I go up 1, 2, 3. It has to be 3. That's what that 3 means. Okay? Yes?
And you purposely start on negative 2?
Purposely start negative 2.
Like where you get the graph?
Right here?
Yeah.
Well, I did my 5 key points. I did my 2 zeros, right? I mean, yes, I did. But I did my 2 zeros. And then with cosine, normal cosine, where you don't have this here, you don't have the negative 3, from here you go up 1, right? But since my amplitude is negative, I'm going to go down. And since it's 3, I got to go down 1, 2, 3. That's how I get the -2. Okay? Any other questions? Yes, Emma.
When you're reading
The amplitude tells me how tall it is. The B affects the period. It tells me what numbers to put here. Technically, you're squishing it and pulling it out. We're just making the numbers different and the graph look the same. So it's the A. Okay. Can I move on? All right.
There's no tangent, right?
Sort of. You'll
What?
see. Sort of. You'll see. Okay. Let's do our things. Now again, here's the butt kicker. I think the H is the most difficult in my opinion, but you guys might have a different opinion. Still recording this? Okay, A, B, P, H, K. So on the test, there's going to be one where there's going to be an H that you have to focus on. Yes.
Is the X B or is it a B or is it H?
Well, let's go over these. That's what we have to do. Okay, homies, what's the A?
1.
1, because there's no number in front of sign, which means there's 1. It's 1. Now, what's the B? 1. It's the number outside of these parentheses, so my B is 1. Does that answer your question? Okay, period. Do I need to calculate it?
No.
Can I just write 2 pi? H.
Negative
Pi over 2.
Positive pi over 2. Remember that H is going to be the opposite.
Oh yeah, no, I forgot.
It's inside the parentheses. K. -1. Okay, so let's do with what we got. Let's do the period first. No problemo. Period's pretty easy, so I'm just going to launch that out. You guys can launch the period out. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2 pi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I got half of 2 pi is pi, and these are all pi over 2. 1 pi over 2, 2 pi over 2, 3 pi over 2, 4 pi over 2, 5 pi over 2, 6 pi over 2, which is 3 pi, 7 pi over 2, and 8 pi over 2, which is 4 pi. Okay, no problemo. That's easy. What else is easy? What else is easy that we can do on this? The midline. Where's the midline going to be? -1. Okay. -1. Okay. Okay. Now, nothing else really changes except everything is shifted over pi over 2. It's shifted this direction pi over 2. So my 5 key points normally start at 0. However, now's where my 5 key points going to start at. Pi over 2. So we'll start there.
Wait, why?
Because this shifts it this way, pi over 2. So instead of being, what is this, sine? Instead of going 0, 0, 0, up 1, down 1, right? I need to shift it this way. So it'll be here, 0, 0, 0, right? Instead of being here, I want it to be here, right? You guys get that?
Yeah.
Okay, let me get rid of those points. And I'll do it in blue. Okay, so we have here pi over 2. So I have its sign. So let's do the zeros first. My 5 key point. That's right. Sorry about that. You guys are ready for this. Maybe this isn't as hard as I said. Okay, so we go 0, 0, 0. And then it's not negative, so I'm going to go up like normal. And it's just up 1. It's just up 1. So I go up 1. Remember, mine's 2 is 1, right? On your test, just make it 1. It's easier. And then I go down 1. And then there you go. There's your first. Woo! And let's do our next 5. Oh, we should probably go over one though, right? You don't have to, but 8 pi over 2, 9 pi over 2. Okay, whatever. You don't need to put that there. That's fine. If you didn't have that there, I would have marked it wrong. But I got 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 0, 0, 0, right? Then up 1, down 1, right? Then up 1, down 1. Whoops. Down 1 should be right here. Anyway, ignore that point. And I don't care if you just did it like that. Yes, Andrea.
What is the H2T or like the pi over 2? Like, are you gonna use that?
We did.
Where is it?
Ask the people in your group. Ask them, then I'm going to answer.
So it's starting at pi over 2.
Remember the H shifts it this way, right? So instead of starting here because of the right, I started here. Shifted it to the right, pi over 2.
So that means that because it's like an infinite thing, it doesn't go negative. Like at all. You know what I mean?
No.
So there's
Like
no-
this would continue over here. Like, let's see. You're going to have another point right here. If I wanted to put this point, I could, because I know it's going to go back down again, right?
Mr. Sanchez?
And then it'll keep going. I could keep going, but since I started here, I just kept it there. Is that answered? Okay. Wait, Emma had a question, I think, next, right? Or no? Okay, I'll get back to you. Let me get to Bella then. Or do you have a question? Okay, Bella, go ahead.
Is it fine if we just do that and not draw like the whole line?
Yeah, that's what I did before, yeah.
Okay, so we don't have to draw that random.
No, I just want to, what did I want you to do? 2 periods, right? Did I get 2 periods? Up, down, up, 5 key points. Up, down, up, 5 key points. 2 sets of 5 key points, that's all I care about.
Can we do more examples like that,
No,
please?
not now, I don't have time. We have tomorrow, let me see. Let me check my work. I have, what's this point? This is 2 pi negative 2, and let's do 3 pi comma 0. Are those points on my answer? Okay, so we're good. And look, the Desmos goes on forever, right? It goes on forever. You can't draw forever. You got to stop at some point. So just stop at some point. Okay, here's multiple guess. This is the only part of tangent that you'll have to see. But you have to, you guys might want to take pictures of this and zoom it in, I guess. I don't know. You guys can see this. Maybe you guys want to take pictures of this. I don't know if you can see. You have to be able to see the graph. You know what I mean? You guys want a second to do that? Huh? I can't remember.
Can we figure it out right now?
Sure, you can do it while everyone's taking pictures. Okay, how are we going to do this? There's actually going to be five equations, 5 graphs. Let's do the stuff that we know. That makes it kind of easy. Well, 2 of these have an amplitude of 2. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So you got to look for what's stretched out at 2. 2 of these have a midline of -2. Okay, right? Because the K. So let's look where the midlines are on these things. So I'm going to look at these and try to find the middle. And let's see. So this one has a midline here. I know you guys can't see it. I'll let you take another picture here. So that one I can see is a midline at -1. So guess what? See how I see that's a midline of -1? You guys see how I did that? So then that has to be A. Because this only one has a midline -1. So then these both have a midline of -2. Let's make sure. Let me make sure I'm right though. So this one has a midline here. 1, 2, 4. That one's -2. And I just find the middle of it and I draw the line. The middle is right there. And this one's 1. That's both -2. Now, couple things. This one, what does this have?
2.
Amplitude of 2. So it means I need to go 2, right? This one has an amplitude of 1. They both have an amplitude of 2? Wait. 2. 2. What are these? Oh, well, this one's cosine. Might have the wrong graph here. This one's cosine. What does cosine do? Cosine starts at 1 and then goes down, right? So this one starts, see how this one starts up and then goes down? So this one, huh? Well, this one, oh yeah, the other one shifted. Why does this have, this one has, this should be 2 cosine. What are the differences? -2, -2, 1/2.
The stretch is longer though.
This one is stretched. So this one, what should the period end at this one? 2 pi divided by 1/2. 4 pi. So which one period ends at 4 pi? Wait. Down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I have the wrong thing here. 1. Oh, wait a minute. I feel like these aren't the right graphs here, because this one should be at 4 pi. They both end at 2 pi. What did I put for my answers? I think I have the wrong graphs there. B, are they the same?
And there's 4 pi on B. Depends on 4 pi.
I'm going to put these in Desmos and take a look at it again. Oh, wait, this is B?
Yeah.
Oh, what did I say? I said this other one was B. I said this one was B? Wait. -2 cosine. This goes down negative. Wait a minute. Can't be right. Wait. Oh. 1, 2. This midline's at. Oh, this midline's at -2. Where's this midline? Oh. This midline's. Wait. 1, 2. Oh, I got the midlines wrong. That's what I did. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay. This one. 1, 2. This one This one, the midline's at -1. So then, right? So this is A. Is that what I said? Is that what I, wait, what's the answer though? That's A. Okay. Oh, so I was looking at these two. So these, I was looking at those two. So it's these two. The difference is these two. Okay. So then I got A. I was looking at the wrong two. I was looking at A and C. So B, so these two are -2. Okay. So now, one of these, this one ends at, midline is here. This one, I thought it was these two. I forgot I eliminated that one. That's where I was confused. This one, I have 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5. Where does my period end for this one? Can you guys see that far? That's 4 pi. So this one is B, and then this one has to be C. I forgot which one I eliminated. Anyway, let's move on. You guys have the answers? You want to take another picture for the answers? So there's going to be multiple choice like that where you have to decipher. Okay. Now, there's 3 more. So this is the only part you'll see tangent. It's kind of cool, right?
That one's like a free answer.
Which one's tangent?
C.
C. So I got that. So eliminate this. Okay. So this one has a midline of -1. This one has a midline of -2. Okay, that should be easy then. Where's the midline? I'll get out of the way because I know you guys want to take a picture here. This one's midline is right here. So that 2, 2. So there's my midline at -1. Got the midline -1. This one is midline -2. A. So there you go. Here, I'll let you take a picture with the answers. This is where I think this is hard. Yes, Michaela.
Well, we have to graph the tangent.
No, you won't have to graph.
Okay.
Don't have to graph tangent. This is all you have to do with tangent. You just get a picture of me in there, Andrea? Hopefully not. Okay. Okay. Here's the last one, I think. Oh no, 2 more. Okay, now I'm going to give you a graph, and you have to write the equation of the graph.
What?
You guys want to take a picture of the graph before we work on it? It's all in the video. Okay, so the way we do this is we do the A, B, P, H, K, and determine if it's sine or cosine, right? So let's look at the amplitude first. I'm going to draw the midline first, actually. Where's the midline? I think it's right here. Ding, ding. So you draw midline. Okay, my midline. Okay, where's my midline here? So this is -2, so -1. You see that, right? 2 is -2, so my midline. So what letter is that? -1. Okay. Okay. Now the H is, let's see. I don't know if there's an H. Oh, I think it looks good. It looks like cosine. But let's figure out, when does the period end, right? So I got 1 here. My 5 key points. 2 here. There are 2 in the middle. What's that look like? Sine or cosine to you?
Sorry.
I think cosine, 2 and 4, right?
But it's
So-
just
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My period is 4 pi. So how do I figure out my B? Maybe. I'm not sure. What is it? It's 2 pi over B equals 4 pi. Guys, how would you solve this equation? What I would do is, first, you got to get rid of the denominator, right? So you multiply by b on both sides. Times b, times b. So the b's cancel out, so it'll be 2 pi equals 4 pi times b. Now how would I solve for b? Divide by 4 pi, right? So divide by 4 pi, and whoever said divide by 4 pi first was correct. The pi's are going to cancel out, and 2 over 4 is what? 1/2, so my b is equal to 1/2. So you have to write an equation that looks like this. 2 pi over b equals the period 4 pi. Remember this, the period is 4, we just don't know the b, so you just go backwards, right? And we have the a. What's the a? Even though there's 2 blocks, that's going to be 1. This is cosine because I got the 2 here. And the h, it starts at 0, so the h is 0. Right? Because we start at 0, 0. So what do we have? Y equals a cosine b x minus h plus k. That's the formula, right? So y equals a is 1 cosine. What's b? 1/2. Is there an h? No, so it's 1/2 x minus 1. Yeah, take a picture. Go ahead. The key thing is getting all those letters, though, right? Get the letters. Well, don't panic. Get the letters one at a time, right? What's my A? What's my B? What's my P? What's my H? What's my K? Well, let's look at the one where we do have an H. I think you could tell by the way it looks. I don't know. Okay.
This one has an H?
Maybe not.
I don't think it has an H.
Okay. Let's do this one at a time, shall we? About 5 minutes. You guys want to take a picture of it? Well, yeah, it looks like it's at pi. B is, well, let's see. Let's do the midline. What did you say, Nick? Midline. Dink. Right there. Midline, since it's -2, we got a negative. Is it the same one? This is different, right? Midline K is -1. And looks like we go up 1, down 1. So A is 1. And period. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? So we end at pi, right? So we say 2 pi over b equals pi. So I multiply by b on both sides. 2 pi equals pi times b, right? And then I divide by pi, and b equals 2. Period is pi. I don't think there's an h. It's like cosine to me. Unless we shifted the sign over. Sometimes you can shift sine over here and it starts right there. Sine and cosine are the same if you add pi over 2 or something like that. But y equals a cosine b times x minus h plus k. You just put in the numbers. It looks like, because it starts up, down, it looks like a cosine to me. So we'll say y equals cosine 2x minus 1. Now, did I write it as sine? That is the correct answer. Well,
How do you tell? I'm confused on how you tell if it's sine or cosine. Because I thought it was sine. I thought cosine started.
hang on a second. I don't think I have an H on the test. That's why I have that arrow. So I'll put it in okay. But I'll double check. I'll double check the test. If there is, I'll let you guys know tomorrow. I'll give you a sample problem. Cosine. Hang on. Is that the last one? That's the last one. Cosine. Remember, you got to think about the 5 key points, Bella. Remember the cosine, the 2 zeros are here. You go up, down. Sine, you'd have the 3 zeros here, right?
Oh, okay, yeah. There you go. Thank you.
It's the 5 key points is key. And that's pretty much it for the test. What do you guys think? Are you glad I had given you till Friday?
You're giving us till Friday?
Yeah.
So we're not taking it this tomorrow?
Not tomorrow. It's Friday.
You're a rock star. I love you.
I love you too. I know, but I can't. My love doesn't go that deep. I just have to do that. Yes, Michaela.
Do you have like a review video from like last, like second quarter or like the Friday?
I don't know. Let's take a look. I think I might. Anyway, that's that. You guys cool? Let's stop recording this. Look for this online.